Evening. I'm going to call to order the City Council meeting for March 19, 2018. Please stand for the invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Bobby, if you do us the honors, please.
So I'm so thankful I got a chance to see Paul Northern today, his first day back to work. He looked great. So we sure are. Thank God for that blessing. Gracious God, we thank you for this day. We thank you, God, for how you continue to bless us and keep us. God, we don't take for granted the day you give us, God, when we thank you for one more day. Father, I ask you to be with each one of our council persons and all our staff that are present here today with us. Continue to watch over them, be with their families. Continue to keep them safe, keep them protected. Keep your hedge of protection around them. Give them the wisdom that they need. God, we thank you for all the hard work they do for our community. We thank you, God, for our first responders. Be with them, watch over them. God, we thank you for all of our staff that works for our city, that does all the things behind the scenes. Sometimes they don't get credit for it, but God, we thank you for all they do for us. Thank you for each and every person that's present. Be with them, watch over them. Continue to let them be who you would have them to be. Help us all to understand this is our community, and we all want to be involved and get involved. So God, we ask you at this time to be with this meeting. Help us, Lord, as we go through all the things they have to go through and decisions that have to be made. We ask you, Lord, to let us all be able to work together as one. And we ask it all in the name of Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bobby. Have a roll call, please.
Councilperson White.
Present.
Councilperson Zastavny.
Here.
Councilperson Maples.
Here.
Council President Gill.
Here.
Councilperson Owen.
Here.
Councilperson Ellis.
Here.
Councilperson Samuel.
Here.
Let the record reflect 7 members are present.
Okay. Again, I had a motion for the minutes for approval for the proceedings of March 5th, 2018.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Have a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved with the tabling of number 13. Second.
Got a motion and a second approval of the agenda with tabling number 13 under new business. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Claims to be approved, and we will have a hand carry for our general. Heather, were all claims in order?
Yes. So the hand carry one is for public safety medical, and that's for the Police Merit Commission for $1,265.73, and that was approved at their last board meeting. Brings the new total to $1,314,199.56.
Council have any questions?
If there are no questions, motion to approve with the hand carried. Second.
I got a motion and a second to approve the claims that total with a hand carry of $1,314,199.56. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Parks, was all parks in order?
Yes. They're $444,247.18.
If there are no questions, motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second to approve the parks claim of $444,247.18. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed,
Thank you.
motion carries. Thank you. Unfinished business. EDSI, we have the 2018 OR 9 ordinance mandating the city controller. It's for the vendors list. Are we ready to move forward on that?
Report of the clerk.
Oh, I'm sorry, report of the clerk.
Okay. I just have one request. Whenever we do any ordinances or anything, if there's any changes, would you let me know right before the meeting so I can at least make sure that this was a different one tonight, but any other ones from here on out, to make sure that way when you all sign it, you will have exactly what is to be said, even though it's been changed at the last minute. That's my request. And then the other request is, we're just wondering if you all would, if you're not going to be here, if you could just shoot us an email so we won't make paper packets up, so we can save it on our paper.
Okay, thank you. Now we will move on to unfinished business. Ed?
Yes, there's a slight change that needs to be put in, and I think, Mr. Wilder, if you could go ahead and read that vote. The main change was that the intent was not to include recurring expenses like electrical bills, gas bills, or insurance bills. So we specified to, include property and casualty insurance as not one of those items. So as well as a little bit, some additional wording. Go ahead.
So it would seem then that procedurally, at this point, you've passed on 2 readings, previous ordinance. So before you move on, somebody would have to make a motion to amend what's been passed on the previous 2 ordinances. And I think that's what your position is, Mr. Zastavny?
Yes, that's what I'd like for us to do.
The request, the motion that Mr. Zastavny is making is that on page 4, in the paragraph below the definition for vendor, that begins the term vendor, it would be, the motion is to amend the ordinance to state the term vendor does not include lease payments, telephone service payments, water utility payments, electric utility payments, gas utility payments, motor equipment payments, tires and tubes, sales tax paid, fuel, and here are the additions, health insurance payments and reoccurring payments for equipment and supplies. And at that point, it would be reoccurring health insurance payments. Then the addition would be liability insurance payments, payments made for purchase of property, or pass-through payments for the purpose of purchasing property. That would be the addition.
There was a couple that was struck out too, though.
I thought that wasn't that brought up at the last meeting?
No, we just tabled it one.
Yeah.
But I do have the question, even if we amend, I still don't have, we do not have a right ordinance to sign.
No, he emailed it to me, and I have a page back here for you all to sign, and I can tell you what the changes. Can you go through the changes? I know on the first page, it had March the 1st on the original, and we put June the 1st. Conflict of interest statement is yearly, was added. And then on page 2, employee, we took out Clark County and any other county of the state of Indiana, employee of the state of Indiana, and the W-2 or W-4, but left the 1099 in there. And then on the back page, yep, that was it, June the 1st, for the controller. Those were the changes.
So the June 1st on page 1, and it's already in this copy, yearly on page 2, striking the Clark County and making Indiana on page 2, and striking out other W-2, W-4 on page 2.
The intent was still to keep the retroactive for the prior.
For 2016.
Why are we striking?
So, yeah,
Sorry, why are we striking the W-2 and W-4 on page 2?
because she didn't have access to that information. Is that correct? Or is the W-2 and W-4?
And
No,
the
that
10,
has nothing to do with a vendor.
yeah.
The W-4 is how many deductions you're
Right.
having on your paychecks.
And your W-2 is
W-2
claiming,
would be payroll.
Mhm.
You would get paid on a 1099. So the intention is to have 2016 and 2017.
Before we move on, sorry, this is just a definition of an employee, though. An employee would, somebody who receives a W-2 would be considered an employee.
Correct.
So why would we strike that? I mean, that's not saying we're reporting.
The W-2, I might agree with.
Okay.
That would be an employee, but the
Right.
W-4 is...
If somebody has a W-4 on, if they have a W-4 on file, they have a W-2 on file, right? So the W-4 might be redundant, but to say somebody who receives a W-2 isn't an employee, I don't think would be correct.
Right, I agree with that part, I'm sorry. because then they would have interest in other business.
Right.
Still have a W-2, yes.
Right.
Not just something like that.
Right.
Mr. Walt, can you strike the W-4 on your page and email it to me?
Yes.
And going back, I misspoke. I'm not pushing for 2016, I'm pushing for 2017.
Okay.
And I think that's what it says in here on page 6, it goes to 2017. I didn't see that it said 2016 anymore. I thought we struck that out.
No, but nothing's been changed from the original.
Well, where's the 2016?
It says that the controller's obligation to provide these two retroactive reports shall be complete. And Mr. Wilder was saying that was retroactive, the retroactive reports, not the current reports.
On the last page, it just says 27.
Yeah, on the last page it just says 2017.
That
So
would
about
be
the next-
that would be the current report,
That's her question.
right?
Okay. Originally, it was going to be before March 1st, so that's where I was confused about the June.
June 1st came about because we passed March 1st. I still want to get...
Recently, though, originally, we would have.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
so that's the same as it's on page 1.
yeah. Again, this is what we did before, but somehow the ordinance wasn't recorded, a copy wasn't kept. I didn't realize it was going to be so difficult to recreate what we created 10 years ago, but obviously it was. But with those changes, I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and pass 2018.
Well, we do
OR
need to do an amend.
Oh, that's true. I'd like to amend 2018 OR 9 with those changes.
Second.
Got a motion, a second, to amend 2018 OR 9 with the, all the changes we just discussed. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Now I'll take a motion for approval.
With that, I'd like to go ahead and pass the 2018 OR 9 on the third and final reading.
Second.
I got a motion, a second, to pass 2018 OR 9 on the third and final as it was amended. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
I do have a question now that
Okay.
we passed it. We did change on page 1, it's just no later than June 1st for 2018 and March 1st for every year thereafter, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I had that right.
Okay, Heather, 2018 OR 18, ordinance transferring certain funds within the same department. We did pass this on first and second. Any changes?
No.
I'll entertain a motion for third and final.
So moved.
Got a motion, a second, to pass 2018 OR 18 on third and final. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Heather, we have the 2018 OR 19, which is the additional appropriation that we passed on the first and second. Nothing's changed, correct? It's still the 70,000?
Yes.
So council, do you have any questions? If not, I'm going to open up public hearing. I'm going to officially open up public hearing. Is there anybody here that wishes to speak for or against the building authority additional appropriation of 70,000, and I believe it's for all of the improvements that have been for the building, correct? The safety improvements and some other things. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to officially close public hearing. So then I will entertain the third and final.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. The second was passed by Councilperson Maples, if you didn't hear that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed,
Aye.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Hey, we are moving on to new business, and Dave Simpson, you have a guest here, Beth Roberts, Dogs Helping Heroes. I'm very excited to hear about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you all for having us out. Everybody's familiar with me. Appreciate the time tonight from the entire council to introduce the group that I'm getting ready to introduce. As you're aware, through the City Partners Program that we have, each day we go into the field and as the City of Jeff and the City Parks Department and meet with partners to build partnerships throughout the community to help support community cause and events throughout the City of Jeff. Through those processes, we come into a lot of interesting conversations with our partners A lot of great things are brought to our attention as far as what's going on out in the city, and a lot of groups that are out doing great things for our city as well. In conversation just a few weeks ago with Beth Roberts, she brought to my attention a fantastic group with the Next Gen group and a fantastic cause with Dogs Helping Heroes that they were foundation that they were working to do a charity walk for in either Southern Indiana and or Louisville. At that time, I proceeded to say it'd be fantastic to have them in the Jeffersonville neighborhood to support their cause and to drive community out for such a great cause. With that being said, they have met since then with our events team, and their event has been approved to happen at Big Four Station Park in April. I'll let them explain a little bit more detail on that. So we're super excited to have them. The cause that they're representing is a fantastic cause. I want to applaud the Next Gen group for their hard work for such a great cause in support of our first responders and our veterans through such a fantastic program like Dogs Helping Heroes. With that being said, I'd like to introduce Lauren Jacob, Adela Zimbro, and Nathan Eckert with Next Gen.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us first. And so we're local high school students, and we are representing the Dogs Helping Heroes Dog Walk. And so we're a part of Next Gen. If you guys really don't know about it, it's a group of juniors that go to all these area high schools, and we meet, I think, 6 times throughout the year to just expand on our leadership ability to lead. And so through this, we each have a philanthropy group we're responsible for, and our group, some of us are missing, but we're responsible for the Dogs Helping Heroes. And so their mission statement is to help restore lost freedom to veterans and first responders that suffer from post-traumatic stress and physical disabilities by giving them certified dogs. So they come in and they give dogs to first responders and veterans, and they actually gave it to a Gold Star family, which is someone who like the husband died and the dog went to the child. And so it was established in 2013, and there are 21 heroes have received a dog, with one being in Jeffersonville, and the rest are in the surrounding communities. And the big thing about the Dogs Helping Heroes is the cost. So the normal cost of a dog is about $20,000 to $30,000 for a service dog, and they've been able to bring it down to about $4,000, and she can kind of go into more than that.
So they basically take a rescue dog and they save a dog and they give it to an inmate, and they train them. And
so whenever they rescue this dog, they bring it into the prison and they let an inmate kind of help take care of this dog and kind of get it ready to be trained. So it not only rescues a dog, it helps an inmate kind of get rehabilitated as well. And then whenever this dog is put into a hero's life, it completely changes them. They're able to go out and do what they could do before their post-traumatic stress. So they're able to not rely on others anymore. They can go out by themselves with their dog. And then they also save a family. Like he mentioned, there's a Gold Star family, and he's now able to receive a dog as well. So our dog walk, it will be on Saturday, April 7th. The walk itself will start at around 2, and then that you can register at 1 o'clock to come in and stuff. And it'll be at Big Four Station. So our goal as a group is to raise awareness and funding for Dogs Helping Heroes. Our ultimate goal is to get $40,000, and this will allow for 10 heroes to receive a service dog. This way, the hero is not responsible for the heavy burden of the cost, because $20,000 to $30,000 is a pretty hefty price for someone who has risked so much. So that is our ultimate goal. And with this walk, we have a few housekeeping things to keep it clean. So each participant will be required to clean up after their dogs, which we will provide the doggy bags, and then all dogs are required to remain on a leash. So what we're asking you all for is support. So our ask is to provide $4,000 to provide a service dog to a hero and to be one of our top dog sponsors. And if we're really feeling ambitious tonight, we can go for $8,000 and you guys can be our title sponsor, and that would give 2 heroes a dog. Now, obviously that is a lot of money. So any support would be greatly appreciated by all of our group.
And just getting out there and raising awareness is the main part we're doing. Is just try to get more people to recognize the problem and what this organization is doing to help them.
Because a lot of people don't know about Dogs Helping Heroes, and it's helped a lot of people.
Vicki, can you put the information of their walk on our city council Facebook page, just to try to help get that out? We are right now in the middle of discussing how we're handling nonprofits, and the one that's kind of taking the lead on is Councilperson Yan, and unfortunately she couldn't be here tonight, so we need to take all this under advisement, and I think that was all told you all beforehand. So we'll let you know.
Okay.
I think, did I see one of the dogs here?
Yeah, my name is John Wells. I'm a Vietnam veteran.
Thank you for your service.
I was a Navy corpsman stationed with 1st Marine Division. Cash was the second dog they'd given out. And before that, I didn't go out, and you would have caught me up here doing what I'm doing right now. So it's been a big change for me because I live by myself, and it's just awesome what Dogs Helping Heroes has done for me. And we have 21 dogs out now. And the last one we gave out last week was one to a Gold Star family who lost their dad over in Iraq. And the one boy that got the dog has cancer. He's 13 years old, and he won't live past 20. So we're doing good, doing real good. The dogs are trained out at Luther Luckett. We have like 15 prisoners out there that train the dogs, and we also have them at KSR now. It helps the prisoner. It helps the dogs are rescued. He was rescued by Peace of My Heart Rescue and Floyd Knobs. He was found behind a crack house, and he was emaciated. And she took him in, and thank God I got him, because I wouldn't have made it another year. So.
Well, thank you for your service, and you just gave one heck of a testimony.
No.
So thank you.
They're doing a great job.
Okay. Well, thank you all. Was there anything else you needed to add?
Nope, that's all. Thank you guys so much for your time.
All right, thank you. Okay, I don't know if we went ahead and tabled this resolution list because the numbers aren't adding up. I know one thing that was brought to my attention was that number 2, it had to be 65,000 instead of 64. And as Heather was sitting there looking at, like, nothing's on Exhibit A that shows how everything adds up, so it just don't seem like the numbers are matching up. So that's why that was tabled, just to let you know. So we are moving on to an ordinance transferring certain funds within the same department. Heather?
Exhibit A is what you've already adopted. Exhibit A is what previously been adopted by the council. New resolution is changing how the money is being shifted around.
But it's reducing some. It deleted the 30,000 for the Muro, and it changed the lot improvements, parking lot improvements from 30,000 to 20,000. That's not being depicted now in Exhibit A.
Because Exhibit A is the exhibit that was to the original resolution that you adopted. The new resolution before you is changing that. Exhibit A is just an exhibit to the original resolution.
I attached Resolution 2017 R5 to this, so you all would have an idea of what you all did prior. That's why the Exhibit A and everything's in here. Because I figured that with this one here, you all would have questions of what this money was for.
My understanding, both Joanne and Don are a couple of numbers.
Think about the numbers. Didn't you say Andy texted you today about the numbers?
Yeah, he said that the number 2 should be 65,000 instead of 64. And when you got the 50,000 and the 65,000, that's that's the 115, makes the 115,000.
Didn't we table
So the
this?
60, pardon me?
If you want to, I would, I don't care. Yeah, we tabled it.
Yep. Okay.
Throw some packet out, please, just let us know before the meeting. Otherwise, we'll send the packet out in advance. It's all frustrating to walk in the meeting and get to the table without any, if there was issues, go in or someone in contact today, we could have made those changes overnight instead of having to table.
Well, it was the table during approval of the agenda. I don't remember who that was.
We sent out the packet in advance for you all to review, so you have any questions. I guess the questions don't get asked until
Well, if you recall, I'd asked about this because it wasn't even in the correct format. So I retyped that.
I did not prepare it. It was prepared with
No.
this and it was referring to the tourism bureau.
Heather. So the transfers tonight are in the Thunder Fund and in the Department of Law Fund, and they are to move some appropriations that were originally appropriated in the equipment line to the other supply line, which is what we discussed the last meeting with some of the other transfers that we're having.
Motion to approve 2018 OR 20, first and second.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to pass 2018 OR 20 in the first and second. Is there any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Larry, do we have any attorney comments tonight?
Done, thank you.
Okay. I don't think we have any department heads here. Was there any public comment? And we will move on to council comments. So we'll start with Councilperson White.
I have no comment.
Councilperson of this body.
I just want to apologize for my inability to make some of the meetings this beginning of this year. I changed jobs and I'm still in training and it requires travel. So I apologize for the council meetings I've missed, and I've probably missed one or two more and should be back on a regular schedule come May, but that's just because I had to change jobs.
Take care of your first job.
That's right. So anyway, just want everybody to know why I missed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilperson Maples.
Two things. If you're planning on going to the dog walk on April 7th, Ross Brothers Transmission is having a car show to celebrate, I believe, 50 years of a family-owned business in our community. Proceeds go to Shop the Cop. It's from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ross Brothers has been in Jeffersonville for a very long time, so it'd be a good thing to go to.
Is that going to be down at Big Four?
It's going to be at the shop.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, at the shop there, so it'll be close to it. And a lot of people in downtown Jeff this weekend when I was down there. A ton of people, so it's a good thing.
Thank you. Councilperson Owen.
I'm good.
Councilperson Ellis. Councilperson Samuel.
Just a question. We had the meetings at 7 o'clock because we used to have a lot of workshops. We don't have that many workshops anymore. And I'm wondering, I'm just checking the pulse, if we would be open to moving it up an hour.
Yes.
Or sometime, I don't know. And if it's not, that's fine. I haven't polled anybody. I just throw it out there because
We changed the time of the redevelopment meetings, and I'll be honest, it's absolutely terrible for me. I would prefer not to change the council meetings, but I can make it work if I need to make it work.
Well, it's something to think about. You kind of just sprung that on us, so.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just food for thought. It's just on when it worked out wonderful when we had workshops and it kind of flowed, but there's that gap in there with summer coming along. Instead of waiting for the meeting, I could meet and then do some work. So, but anyway, That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I don't have anything other than, who do I need to get with? Les, you or Delynn, so we can get that resolution ironed out? Okay, all right. So I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned.